To navigate through my website, click on any of the sections through the navigation bar at the top of the screen. For example, if we click on work, the work page will load. If we click on CV, CV page will load. On comments, write a comment and the comments page will load. And then view all, and the view all page will load. And we can view every single comment within the database. This is routed through this extension here, which is in my Python code. Here is the code for the navigation bar. It starts off by declaring a Bootstrap navigation bar to create a main list. Here are the list items. So we have home, CV, work, and then right at the bottom in a drop-down menu class, there's write a comment and view all. I also have two separate images within the navigation bar itself, which span across the right side. So this is using the Bootstrap class to span to the right side of the page. There's a Twitter image and also a LinkedIn image, and these all open in a window when clicked to go to my profiles on each individual social networking site. To make my website responsive, I've used the Bootstrap framework. As shown here within the head of my page, there are the Bootstrap links. To start the page off, I've used a simple Bootstrap container. My navigation bar, as previously explained, is also a Bootstrap navigation bar, so it will collapse when the screen is made smaller. The first part of my website incorporates a row for the page work. The first row has 4 columns. Within those 4 columns, there are an additional 12 columns. This creates a 2-column buffer between each of the columns within this row. And then again, another column with 4 span, then another with 4, to total 12 columns in this row. As previously explained, the first row within the work HTML page has 3 columns, each spanning over 4 column widths. There's also a 2-column buffer between each one because there's 12 columns within the 4 columns themselves. So as you can see, here are the 3 columns. If I scroll down, the next 2 rows incorporate 2 columns, both of which are different column widths apart. This can be seen within the code. For example, the second row incorporates the first column being 5 span and the second column being 7 span. Here is an example of how Bootstrap has allowed me to view my website on a mobile device. This is my Nexus 7 Android tablet. As you can see, the columns have been compressed and the navigation bar has been compressed using Bootstrap to fit onto the page. Here's the CV page. As you can see, each part of the page, so each row and column has been compressed to fit to the screen size. To align specific elements on my page, I've used CSS, for example the LinkedIn and Twitter icons within my navbar. As you can see, I've used a wrapper div class, and within my CSS file you can find that wrapper. For example, Twitter image, I've set margins to the top and the left. I've also used things like padding and border. I've used JavaScript to create an image gallery within the home page. When you click next, the images are iterated through a library. There's also the title of the image and the image number, and there's also a green flashing arrow. Here is a JavaScript source code for the image gallery on the home screen. The images are iterated through this specific array, and then every time the button is clicked, the documents are got by the IDs of each individual element on the page, and then the source of this element has changed every single time. My website is hosted on a Python Flask server rather than an Apache server. Here is a routing file. As you can see, this first part of the routing file opens the first page, static page, which is the index file. The second part of the routing code takes you to any other static folder which is placed within the navigation bar of the index page. I have used the Jinja 2 templating system to create 2 dynamic templates. One of the templates is the comments page, so you can type any name that you want into the name section. So if I type Bob in and then say great CV and click submit, you're automatically directed to the feedback and comments table form. So this is the display page. And if you scroll to the bottom, the last comment that was written, which is the one we just did now, comes at the bottom of the table. Within the routing file, I've created a restriction on the length for the comments section. As you can see that there's a minimum of 3 characters that can be entered and a maximum of 250 characters that can be entered.